Welcome to the Prosperity Profiles podcast, sponsored by Prosperity Profilers, LLC. They'll help you look prosperous, feel prosperous, and be prosperous. We hope you listen often, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Now, here's your host, four-time #1 best-selling author, speaker, and business coach, Holly Porter.
Hello, and welcome back, everybody, to another day at the podcast, where we always have some great guests that join me. And today, again, we have another one that will definitely not disappoint. So if you're listening, this is definitely one you'll want to be listening in and up for, because we have some great relationship building information for you. So my guest today is Yellin. And he is a serial entrepreneur that has consistently started companies to support small business owners and fellow entrepreneurs. His mission is to build and implement, listen up, 1 million annual plans with 1 million changemaker entrepreneurs. So hopefully that's you, and you're listening very closely. Jared has already supported over 100,000 small business owners over the past 10 years, and he brings a depth of knowledge and marketing that is not only diverse, but also extremely practical and proven. In fact, his no-nonsense style to marketing allows non-marketers to thrive when it comes to marketing their businesses. He admits, yes, funnels serve a purpose. Yes, Facebook ads are important, not. They are important. Yes, tripwires can help you build your database, but without an annual marketing plan, with both educational-based and relationship-based marketing, none of these tactics will create sustainable growth for small business owners. So outside of his roles as the founder of SYNDUIT, which we'll be talking about today, Jared prides himself on his #1 value, which consists of his beautiful wife, Lindsay, their precious daughter, Taylee, I said that right, I hope, and their stud muffins of a son, Ryker. So welcome to the show today, Jared.
Hello. So excited to be here, and excited to share and have this just open, honest dialogue with you and all of the wonderful entrepreneurs that are part of your community.
Absolutely. Well, we're thrilled to have you here. And if you have not heard about SYNDUIT before, listeners, listen up, because Jared is gonna kill this industry. It is amazing what he's doing. I personally have been using it. I'm scared to say, because it's like I call it my secret weapon, you know? So share a little bit about SYNDUIT and your story about it.
Yeah, so I started the company in my apartment over 8 years ago now. So at the time of this recording, 2 weeks ago, was 8 years. And SYNDUIT is a full-fledged marketing software platform, but I'm not an engineer. So when I first got this going, there was no chance that I could write code. I could write marketing copy and I could sell. So that was the first version of SYNDUIT, was selling myself as a copywriter. And that very quickly morphed into an agency. But this was a tried and true startup. I mean, no money, no team, big vision. And that was the case for the first few months. But as we started to get clients hiring me to be their writer, it really turned into projects that I just couldn't handle. Full-fledged website development projects, building out learning management platforms, online product launches, filling conferences. So I started to build a team. We had this huge office right outside of New York City, and we scaled very quickly. This wasn't one of those like slow grinds to success. This was kind of like an overnight success in many ways, which was one of the reasons why we created this concept called the annual marketing plan formula, which I'm sure we'll speak about in a bit. But yeah, we scaled fast. We became an early digital agency that focused both online and offline. And after about 18 months, I just absolutely burnt out. I realized this just was not my personal vision. I mean, from the outside looking in, Holly, this was really successful. I mean, the company was extremely cash flow positive. The team was on fire. We kind of had like the who's who of personal development and health and wellness that hired us to be their agency, because we really delivered on the promise. And that was a hard thing to find. And it still is a hard thing to find when working with agencies. But for me, it just wasn't it. Every time a new client would hire us, I was like a perpetual HR department. I'm like, this just isn't what I want to do. And in 2012, I had this epiphany. It was actually on Black Friday, so the day after Thanksgiving in the States. And I realized one of two things was about to happen. Either I was going to sabotage the company or find a way to scale to 1 million entrepreneurs. But I just wasn't having enough fun with what I was currently doing. So the concept of scaling to 1 million entrepreneurs was really invigorating to me. So I had one engineer on my team at that time, and I approached him with this vision. I said, I want to build the simplest marketing software in the world, because there's plenty of complex systems out there. There's dozens and dozens of them that make the people that are listening to this podcast literally want to pull the hair out of their head, because they have a message, they have a mission, they have a product and a service, and all that they want is for people to know that they exist. But these complex marketing platforms are handcuffs because you can't figure them out. So as a result, no one knows that you exist. And that might be extreme, but unfortunately it's not that extreme. So I approached this one engineer on my team who's our CTO today. So he's been through this entire process with me. And I said, I want to build the simplest marketing software in the world. And then I want to pre-populate the software with all of the content that a business would need in each of the industries that we pursue. Can we do it? And like any great engineer, he said, of course we can do it. So I'm like, all right, but what will it actually take to do it? So he sat there for a moment and he said, there's 3 things. I'm like, all right, we're going to make a decision right now. So what are those 3 things? He said, 1, promise not to distract me for a full year. That means no side projects. This is my only thing. I said, deal, no distractions. 2, I can't do it alone. I have to have a team. So let's start hiring contractors just because it'll be fast. I said, deal, as many people as you need, we will hire to support you with this. And then 3, he said, you're not going to like this, Jared, but I really think you have to go and raise $3 million. It's just, it's too risky to like build software like without capital. And I said, no deal. It's too soon. I'm not going to dilute the company. And looking back, and what I said to him was, we're going to fund it through the agency. And like looking back, that just makes no sense, Holly. I mean, like agency, a cash flow positive agency still has really thin margins. But in the moment, it just seemed like it was the perfect path. I'm like, yeah, I'll just take money from here and I'll fund this new thing that we're starting. And somehow we pulled it off. And about a year later, we actually were ready to launch the first very minimum viable version of what SYNDUIT is today. And it was clunky. There was no real user interface. The user experience was kind of wonky, but it worked. We were able to pre-install content. A business could log in to the platform, press one button, and all of that content / the marketing strategy will become replicated, automated, and personalized to them in seconds. So we initially started with just chiropractors, just to prove out the model. We had 1,000 chiropractors join us in 4 months, which is a lot of chiropractors. It's not a very big profession. It gave us the confidence to just go absolutely all in. We dispersed the agency. We referred out to other agencies that we trusted. We ended up hiring our own team, and this is in 2014. We re-engineered the platform, and then a little over 3 years ago, we launched this version of SYNDUIT, and now we've scaled to close to 35,000 individual business owners across 30 industries. And what makes me the most proud of the story, we have never veered off course. We've always stayed true to that original mission, which is to build the simplest marketing software in the world. And we have absolutely done that with what SYNDUIT is today.
Wow, I love that story. That's great. Well, interesting. Oh, I should have wrote down what you said in the beginning. I loved all of what you said. And you know, what I do love that you do is you, with your SYNDUIT family that you have built, you give back so much, and you give, you believe wholeheartedly in personal development. And that's huge, that people that are part of that tribe with you, you did the challenge, for instance, in May. What was that called again?
Yeah, we did the Power of One challenge. One of the things that we've learned is that we like to share what we know works. So for us, we invest heavily in marketing in areas where we are the best, and we are really effective at referral marketing because we just over deliver. And that's one of the ways to generate consistency around referrals. But it goes even further than that. So we ran this 30-day challenge. It was a free challenge. We probably should have charged hundreds and hundreds of dollars a person just based on the amount of time that I had to put into this. But it was literally every single day during the entire month of May focused on helping thousands of people in our tribe double their business that month through referral-based marketing. We call it the Power of One, where you get each of your active clients, customers, or patients to think of one person, not a dozen, not anyone that they know, one person that can benefit from what you offer, and to make an introduction that month because you're committed to doubling your impact during the month of May. And we had thousands of people that achieved the outcome, and it was fun, and it was exciting every day. We had video trainings, we had motivational posts going out. To me, personal development has given me the edge in life. I started at a very early age. My parents went through a vicious divorce when I was really young, and I didn't know where to go other than to listen to audiobooks and to read. And people thought I was like crazy. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's all right. I have the edge on you. And it allowed me to look at my parents' situation as the greatest gift in my life, because it allowed me to dig into personal development and health and all the things that I say contribute to why we've been able to build SYNDUIT and make such a difference in the world.
Oh, so well, I started to do it. I didn't get enough notice when I finally looked into it and was like, oh, I want to do this. I got into it like the first week, and then I just got slammed. I was traveling, and I'm like, so I'm hoping you'll do that again. Is that something?
Yeah, we're going to be running challenges of this nature every quarter at this point, around specific topics. So we'll definitely be, well, that one's still available. Anyone that wants to participate, it's called powerofonechallenge.com. You can go, it's absolutely free. It's a private Facebook community. Everything is organized day by day, videos and posts and actions to take. So it definitely is a time commitment, but you're going to double your business the month that you do it. So it's worth the time. And then you have those skills forever. One of the things that we see is people are so afraid to ask for referrals. And referral-based marketing is fascinating because it's a win-win-win. And you as the business owner, you're the third win. You're not the first win. You're the third win. And the reason for that is the person doing the referring, they win first. And the reason they win first is because now they have a way to really say thank you to you, more than just paying you for your goods or services. But even more than that, there are people that they really care about, and they want to help the people that they care about. So by referring them to you, they get to check that box and say, yeah, I help somebody that I care about. So they're the first win. The second one is the person that's being referred to you, because now this is someone whose life is about to transform. Their baseline is someone that had a transformation because of you. So they're coming in expecting that. And that's amazing, right? Like everybody wants someone that's expecting the transformation. It makes it a lot easier to work with them. The second one is the person being referred, and then you're the third win. So anyone that says, oh, I don't want to appear too salesy by asking for referrals, it's actually a selfish act to not ask, because you're the third party that's winning. Those other two parties win before you do, and then now you get a wonderful client, patient, or customer.
Absolutely. Well, every business, I've had 9 startup companies, but most of my business has come from referral. And, the key to that is really just treating your customers right in the first place, because then people want to refer you. It's easy. It's an easy ask, right? And we always look for easy yeses from people. So I so agree. And I thought it was a great challenge, and I'm looking forward. I want to prepare a little more, because I just feel like, yeah, it was time consuming at a time when I was like, oh, I really need to make time for this, because I realize how important it is. And like I said, it didn't fit, but I loved it.
Cool. It's still there though. So yeah, powerofonechallenge.com. Anyone can go and participate in it. It's evergreen. So you just go through it at your own pace, and there's thousands of people that have gone through it. And it's a wonderful gift to changemaker entrepreneurs. We are committed to helping you, whether you're in our tribe or on the peripheral. If you're a changemaker, which means you see the world for what it is, and you're committed to making it better, whether that's people's health, their finances, their real estate, their headspace, their mental health, whatever that is for you, whatever, insurance, whatever it is, if you're committed to making change, then we're committed to helping you create that change. Whether you're in SYNDUIT or not, this challenge was open to anyone that wanted to participate.
So share with everyone listening, what's the benefit of being part of SYNDUIT? Of course, I know what it is, but from your perspective, what is it you think that would help about any entrepreneur?
Yeah, no, it is. So I've been working with changemaker entrepreneurs like my entire entrepreneurial life. And to me, it's the group that is the greatest frustration in the world, because either they have invested a ton of money, time, or effort, or a combination of that to become what they are. So maybe they're a chiropractor or a real estate professional. Maybe they're a network marketing professional. Maybe they are in functional medicine or functional neurology, or they're a veterinarian, or they're in travel. And all that they want to do is make a difference within their domain. But the biggest challenge is technology and marketing. That's not why they became who they are. Like, I have never met a chiropractor that woke up in the morning and they're like, I can't wait to write my monthly newsletter. Like, I've never seen that happen before. I've never met a coach that woke up in the morning and said, I can't wait to design my flyer for my upcoming workshop. I've never met a veterinarian that said, I can't wait to assemble a PowerPoint presentation for my next workshop. That's not why you became who you are, but the reality is you need access to those types of resources, or no one's going to know that you exist. Changemaker entrepreneurs are the best kept secrets in the world. So the number one benefit to SYNDUIT is we literally remove those challenges. We remove those barriers. Like there's no longer a technical challenge because we've been able to completely streamline tech with a click of a button. And there's no longer the creative challenge where you say to yourself, I don't know how to write, I don't know how to design, I don't know who to hire. All that content already lives inside of the software. We actually have a campaign library, which is what we call it. It has over 10,000 campaigns across all of the industries, literally millions of dollars worth of content across all of the industries that we produce. And these campaigns range from in-person workshops to webinars with the presentations and the scripts, full-fledged social media blitzes that are educational and inspirational, online challenges, focus and support groups, masterminds. We have newsletters, educational email sequences, appreciation experiences, referral programs, list building strategies. I mean, it is endless, but the reason why it's so useful is because you now, as the changemaker entrepreneur, there's no handcuffs. You just pick and choose what you want to focus on a month-by-month basis, and all of those things that are holding you back are now fully replicated, automated, and personalized to you in seconds. So that's the first benefit, is that literally unlocks the shackles and allows you to get out into the world and express who you are and why you do what you do, and to consistently educate your active, inactive, and prospective clients, customers, and patients. The second piece is community. So this really is a tribe. We have tens of thousands of businesses across all industries, but the commonality is they're all change makers. So the thing that to me makes me the most proud is 100% of our content is crowdsourced. So what that means is we go to people like you, Holly, and other people across all the industries, and we survey you and we ask you, what should we build next? And 100% of the campaigns, and like I said, there's 10,000 of them and growing as we speak, are crowdsourced. They're ideas from people that are just using our software, and they tell us, wow, if you had a campaign on happiness that I could lead as an online challenge or as a workshop or as a webinar, it would mean the world to me. And then like the next week, it's there for them. And that's a campaign that if they were to pay for it, it would cost like $50,000, and there's no fee. It's just part of the monthly subscription. So that sense of community is huge, because maybe you're a master of your craft, whatever that craft might be, but maybe you're not that creative. Maybe you can't really think of marketing ideas or marketing strategies, but you know you want to market. Well, you don't have to be, because there's other people that are in your industry that happen to be really creative, asking us to produce campaigns and strategies that you now yourself can deploy as well. So those are the two main benefits. I mean, we're unlocking the shackles. There's no longer the excuse of tech and marketing. And then there's that sense of community. And then what ties this all together is it's like ridiculously affordable. And this is something that I get challenged on all the time. I always entertain meetings with investors, although we're not raising any capital, because it just gets me sharper when I meet with them. And just recently I had a meeting, and the investor said, you have to add a 0 to every one of your monthly prices. Like, it's absurd what you're doing. Like, if you compare yourself to any other marketing software, like, you're literally leaving hundreds of dollars a month on the table every month. And I said, I totally agree with you, but this is the million change maker movement. We will build and implement 1 million annual marketing plans with 1 million change maker entrepreneurs. And I do recognize that there are people at all different aspects of that continuum, from just getting started to in business for years, to thriving financially, to really struggling. So we wanted to make the platform accessible to everyone. So that's what really just ties it all together. This is wildly affordable for you.
And I would agree. And what's the price range? Do you want to mention that, just for people listening that are inquiring?
Yeah, it's between $30 to $70 a month, just depending on content needs. And that includes all of the functionality you need as well. So when we went down this path of building the simplest marketing software in the world, we had these things, we call them the 3 pillars. And these 3 pillars were the following. First was functionality. So what we have believed, our original thesis years ago, was the everyday business owner does not want to log in to multiple solutions to get one job done. So we said, okay, what are the features they need so they never have to log into anything else? They can just log into one platform. Right. So what we've built is a full email marketing system. This would compare with any other email platform out there, from MailChimp to Constant Contact to Aweber, etc. Your database lives inside of SYNDUIT. You can organize it however you see fit. There's a full social media scheduling service. This would compare with like a Hootsuite or a Buffer, where you literally can schedule all of your posts for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. There's a fully integrated text messaging service. So this would compare with like a Scipio, if you were to use a platform like that. So now you can send out text blast, text inspiration, text email, text sequences, etc. There's a fully integrated event registration system. So this compares with like an Eventbrite for all of your in-person workshops, your virtual experiences, your online challenges, etc. There's a lead page platform for list building. There's autoresponder functionality. There's contact management, so you can take notes on your subscribers. So from a functionality standpoint, we checked every box. There's nothing else that you need. The next pillar was content. So our original thesis was the everyday business owner does not want to produce their own content. Remember, if you're a dentist, you didn't become a dentist because you were so excited to write an educational email sequence on oral health. Like, that's not why you're doing what you're doing. If you're in real estate, you didn't become a real estate professional because you really wanted to design a social media image. Like, that's not why you're doing what you're doing. So we said, let's go all in on content, and we have. Like I mentioned, we literally, the library is millions and millions of dollars worth of strategies, workshops, webinars, online challenges, focus and support groups, masterminds, email sequences, newsletters, et cetera, and it's all 100% done for you or 97% done for you. It's just not 0%. So that means you can make as many or as few customizations as you want, but the fact that it's not 0% means that it's actually going to get done, because you can just touch and tweak and add a little bit of color, and you can change up some copy or swap an image versus literally having to start from scratch, which is like a 75-hour project for every single thing that you want to do. And the third thing was data. So when we were an agency, the one thing that I felt very inauthentic about was the fact that we would say some of our strategies were proven, because they weren't really proven. We may have done it with like one other client, but that's not proven. Like data is what proves what works, and having data from one client isn't enough data. Whereas now everything we do is proven. So we are fanatical about mining our data. And we literally have millions and millions of data points, because every campaign is run anywhere from hundreds of times to thousands and thousands of times. And we look at the data and we make universal upgrades to campaigns based on what we learn. So we literally are creating predictability now around marketing, which has never existed. Marketing is like guesswork for people, but we don't have that limitation because we have such a large tribe that's using the platform. So those were the three pillars that we went after when building the simplest marketing software in the world. And then the benefit for you as the small business owner or the solo entrepreneur is you get access to all three of those, all the functionality you need, all the content you need, and then the data that supports every single thing that we do.
Yeah. Well, and I love some things you have coming up, which we won't mention right now, but there's some more things always in the works that you guys are working on. And you know, I can't wait to get rid of some of my other subscriptions that I was in a contract with, so I can move everything over and completely use SYNDUIT, because I am definitely a full cheerleader of SYNDUIT for sure. And the other thing I wanted to say, when you were saying all that, you know, a lot of entrepreneurs have VAs now. Well, if these VAs would realize, if they would incorporate SYNDUIT into their fees, and now you can have your VA run all of it, even though it's easy and you can. Stay in your genius and stay in your own lane. Get your VAs to now do this, and they can customize it. Think about them not being able or having to create all this content that's already there. They just manage it. Now they can manage this and do so much more for you for, you know.
Yeah, we actually did a survey recently where we interviewed 10 SYNDUIT users that have VAs using SYNDUIT, and we asked them, what was your monthly spend with the VA before SYNDUIT, and what's the monthly spend now? And it was actually cut by 75%, just because prior to SYNDUIT, they were using other more difficult software platforms where they had to do everything from scratch. So it just took the VA more time to get things done. Whereas now they're like tweaking. So, I mean, one of the cool things, we did a survey probably about 5 or 6 months ago where we asked 2 questions. One was, how much money every month do you save as a result of using SYNDUIT when it comes to marketing? And then number 2 is, how much time do you save every month? So the money thing was really interesting, because we have close to 35,000 users, and many of them, like many of them, spent nothing on marketing before SYNDUIT. So this is like their first go. So when they were spending $0, it kind of brought the average down, but we included them in it still because the number was almost unrealistic without them in it. So the average person saves $119 a month, just because it's now aggregated. Like, you don't have to piece all of this stuff together. But
Thank you for listening to Prosperity Profiles Podcast, sponsored by Prosperity Profilers LLC, helping you look prosperous, feel prosperous, and be be prosperous. We hope you enjoyed our time together, and we'll visit again soon. You can learn more about prosperity profilers by going to hollyporter.com.
Health, and then spend 3 of those hours doing high-producing business activities that we'll never be able to automate for you. Like get involved in your local BNI chapter, or join a local mastermind group, or get involved in meetup.com in your town, or get involved in the chamber. Do things where you are physically in front of people, even if you're a remote entrepreneur. Like one of the things that I always find so interesting is in this whole world of virtual entrepreneurs, and I love it. I mean, our whole company is remote at this point, which is amazing. What often gets neglected is that face-to-face time. And whether you're in health or you're in finances or you're a coach, I can promise you, there are people in your backyard right now that are suffering from something you can solve. So solve the problem of the people locally, and then also solve the problem of people globally, but don't neglect the local ones. And because you save all this time, now you have more time to spend with those local ones. And we have dozens of stories of people that actually did that, where like they said, okay, I'm going to get more active locally, and they built global opportunities. Like big opportunities came from local relationships that would never have happened if they didn't have the time to actually get out in the first place.
Oh, those are amazing stories. The other thing I was thinking of when you were saying that, for people listening that aren't creating that right now, so it's not about saving time, it's maybe they're like overwhelmed and they haven't even started because they think of all the hours it's going to take, or paying a VA to do all that. Well, now you have an opportunity for a monthly subscription to have it all created for you. So now there shouldn't be anything stopping anybody from making this.
That was the thing. We wanted to remove every excuse, and the original vision was, how do we create an even playing field for small business owners and solo entrepreneurs compared to mid-sized to larger companies that have the resources to go out and hire a team of creatives or a team of marketing consultants? Because like the everyday business owner can't, right? Like I actually have this conversation all the time with business owners where they'll like actually find somebody, like they'll find someone locally to do their marketing, and the person lasts for 3 months and they quit. And why do they quit? Because like, it's not really a career trajectory for someone who's like a real marketer. Like they want to work for a SYNDUIT, like where they can really grow with the company. So even if you can find someone and afford them, the odds of you keeping them are just, it's like zero. Like I've just never heard it actually working. And it's really hard to even find them in the first place. And it's hard to afford them. I mean, one of the things like that we know, because we were at one time an agency, is we cost thousands and thousands of dollars a month with a year commitment. Because as an agency, we were investing heavily on the upfront. We didn't charge setup fees, so we had to recoup that over time. So it's a year commit at $3,000 to $5,000 a month. And like that might sound like a lot of money to many of you, but like we were a full-fledged marketing department. We are better now as a marketing software, because we're still doing those things, just we're doing it at a better scale for like $30 to $70 a month, depending on your content needs. And you're getting even more training and support now because we built this scalable solution that just wasn't as scalable before. And that's what people consider this. The thing that's really cool is we've humanized software. People literally think SYNDUIT is their marketing department. We call it a virtual marketing department for that reason, where we have like people in the software, which is our customer happiness team, that is literally guiding you through the platform, recommending strategies to you, answering your questions, even scheduling calls if you get stuck, just to create that connection, because we want no one to remain stuck. Like we also believe that every change maker entrepreneur has a moral responsibility, which is to make change, not talk about change. And we know that if we can make sure there's no barrier standing in your way, that you're going to make that change happen. So we're just motivated to knock down those barriers, whether they're limiting beliefs or real things, so that you can make change, not just talk about the change that you want to make.
Love it. Okay, so if somebody, you have a 14-day trial, they can go on. If somebody wants to go on and check this out immediately, we will put all your information down in the show notes. But if they want to go check it out, where would they go?
They'll head over to synduit.com, and you'll see there's demos there. You can check it out. And what we'll also do is we'll actually set up a special link to give them bonuses. So if you go to synduitwithholly.com, we're going to add extra training. These are trainings we actually charge for. So head over to synduitwithholly.com, synduitwithholly.com. Don't go to just SYNDUIT, go to synduitwithholly.com. We'll include trainings. We have this incredible program we created called Ignite. Ignite is something that I figured out over 10 years ago when I knew nothing about any of this stuff with regards to marketing or list building, etc. And then it allowed me to scale that my first venture, and then it's something that we use at SYNDUIT too. And my team approached me probably 4 years ago, and they're like, Jared, you have to turn this into a course because this is where people are getting stuck. So Ignite has 4 modules in it. One is called Ignite Your Brand. This has nothing to do with colors, fonts, logos, etc. It actually has to do with the actual DNA of your brand. The next is Ignite Your List. So many people talk about how they have no list, so that's why they can't market, and that's just a ridiculous limitation. So we talk about how to ignite your list. The third module is Ignite Your Plan. This is where we literally teach you how to build an annual marketing plan. And then the fourth module is Ignite Your Tribe. How do you literally mobilize your clients, your customers, and your patients? So this program is something that we only sell. We never give this away for free. It's $297 a business. We've had 10,000 people go through this over the years. We're going to give it to you for free. You just need to go to synduitwithholly.com and you'll see it's all there. It's all laid out. And that's where you should sign up and then start to experience, start to save time, and most importantly, start to mobilize yourself. I mean, you raised your hand to make change, right? Not to talk about change. So we've just built a system that just makes that easier. There's no more of those little gotchas. There's no more fiddling. There's no more wanting to pull your hair out of your head because you can't figure out how to communicate what you want to communicate, or you can't figure out how to install what you want to install. It's installed for you. You're just going to pick and choose the things that matter, maybe spend a few minutes personalizing it even more if you have that time. And if not, you don't even need to. And then go out and spend 3 more hours doing high producing business activities, 1 more hour on your health, and then 1 more hour with your family.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, those were so many great nuggets. You're amazing, Jared. And everyone, how can you not go check this out at this point? I didn't even know he was going to do that, but that just shows you he's got such a great heart. He wants to see this happen. He wants to help 1 million entrepreneurs. So come on, let's be one of them. I am already one of them. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate all your great advice that you're giving, because what you're creating is amazing. And I will say there is nothing like it. I know that. People come to me with things all the time, and I'm very happy with SYNDUIT. So, and enjoy your day, everyone, and let's go be change makers together. And Jared, thank you again for being a guest on the show. I sure appreciate you coming and joining.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate all of you. Excited to support you. And as we say at SYNDUIT, together we achieve more. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to Prosperity Profiles Podcast, sponsored by Prosperity Profilers, LLC, helping you look prosperous, feel prosperous, and be prosperous. We hope you enjoyed our time together, and we'll visit again soon. You can learn more about Prosperity Profilers by going to hollyporter.com.